Hello, everybody. Welcome to the December Kickstart Q&A. Today is Thursday, December 17th. We've got 14 more days this calendar year to set up the solo 401k. We have some questions that were pre-submitted via email, so I want to tackle those first. And if you have any questions about setting up the solo 401k or getting that rolling, then post those questions right here in the chat, or below you can see there's a link that says ask a question. Post your question there, and then we will address it here on the Q&A. As a reminder, we are going to be doing these Q&As every day, if not close to every day for the rest of the year, so that we can be here to support you in making sure that you have what you need to get started with your solo 401k plan. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and get into the pre-submitted questions. The first question we have is, can I make a contribution from my personal bank account into the solo 401k? And this question actually comes from Sunil. And Sunil, I think you were asking about your wife. You were asking if your wife can write the check from her personal checking account into her Solera bank account for the solo 401k. And the answer is yes, absolutely. So contributions to the 401k plan, there's two types of contributions. There's your employee salary deferral contributions and your employer profit sharing contributions. Based on your business structure, those contributions might come from different bank accounts. So Sunil, if your wife is a sole proprietor, for example, or a single member LLC, then she's probably receiving those funds to her personal bank account via 1099 payments that people are making to her as the individual business owner. In that case, it's totally fine to make the contribution from a personal bank account into the solo 401k bank account. In this case, you have that at Solera. And that's because that personal bank account is also the business bank account in this example. If, on the other hand, your wife had an S Corp and the S Corp was making the profit sharing contribution, you would want those funds to come from the business bank account. Now, the way I like to think about the employee profit sharing contributions is the money is coming at you from the employer, and then it takes a left turn and goes into your bank account. So that funds, if it's already been paid to you as the employee, then yeah, you can pull that money from your personal bank account into your solo 401k bank account. If it's just coming from the business and being deferred into your solo 401k as an employee salary deferral contribution, then those funds can come from the business bank account. So Sunil, to answer your question for your wife, yes, she can make a contribution to the solo 401k into her Solera 401k trust bank account. The big thing to keep in mind here is that contributions are based on business earnings. So what you cannot do is you can't just take money in your personal bank account and try to stick it into a 401k. You have to be able to tie those earnings back to your business. Your business made money, your business paid you, and you decided to put some of that money into a retirement plan. Make sure you're following that train of thought and that funds flow, and then you should be okay here. Great question, Sunil. Okay, and I know we're diving right in with like a really technical question, but if you have general questions or you need some help with the solo 401k, if you're just getting to know Neighbors Group, feel free to post any of those questions as well. All right, our next plan, this comes from, I think this is coming from Ken. Yes, hi Ken. Okay, so Ken says, I've set up my plan, so you have your documents, but I'm not ready to make a deposit yet, and I'm not sure what my total income will be this year. Can I wait to set up the bank account? Great question, Ken. We get this a lot. And the answer is yes, you can wait to set up your bank account. Your plan needs to be qualified by December 31st, 2020 in order to be a 2020 plan. What that means is you need to have the documents from us, from the solo401k.com team. Once you have your 401k plan documents, you're qualified for the year, so you're good to go. According to the IRS, you have until tax day to actually make the contributions into your retirement plan. And actually, I'm just going to pull up here where it says from the IRS exactly how to do this. So give me a moment here. I'll probably share my screen as well. So here's a link to the IRS website, and this is going to a special form, a publication called IRS Publication 560. And you should be able to see it here on my screen now. There we go. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to scroll down. So this is rules about retirement plans for small businesses. The solo 401k falls under this category. And I want to look at this table right here. And the solo 401k is a qualified plan. It's also known as a defined contribution plan. You choose how much you're contributing. This is the big aha, what we need. So right here it says elective deferral and employer contribution. This is the last date for contribution. Due date of the employer's return, including extensions. Due date of the employer's return, including extensions. That means you have until tax day to make the contributions. When do you need to set up the plan? By the end of the tax year. So we recommend that you have your 401k plan documents from us by December 31st, and then you have until tax day 2021 to make 2020 contributions. So Ken, to answer your question, if you don't know yet how much money you're going to make for 2020, you haven't closed your books yet, then you are qualified now because you have the solo 401k plan documents from us. I think you even got set up about 10 or 15 days ago. So you are qualified. You are all set for 2020. You have some breathing room to go now, enjoy the holidays, enjoy the new year, and you can open your bank account and make your contributions up until tax day of next year, and they still count for 2020. Great question, Ken. Okay, this next pre-submitted question, some of these came in via email, comes from Robert. Okay, so Robert says, I completed the rollover packet and spoke with Vanguard, who is the custodian of the funds I'm rolling into the solo 401k. They asked me if this was an employer-sponsored plan or an IRA. I wasn't sure the answer to this, but I went with the former. First of all, you're correct. A 401k is an employer-sponsored plan. It's also known as a qualified plan, a qualified retirement plan, a QRP, a 401k, or even a defined contribution plan. These are all words that can be used to describe a solo 401k. So if you are doing a rollover and the releasing custodian is asking where the money is going to, a very easy answer is to tell them it's going into an employer-sponsored plan. Think about it this way. Your small business is the employer, and it's sponsoring this company retirement plan, which is your solo 401k plan. So you were correct on that. Vanguard noted they are only allowed to send the funds to a financial institution. I think I'll go with Titan Bank. Is this correct? I mean, whether or not Vanguard is correct about that, they should be able to send the funds anywhere. If they're telling you they can only send to a financial institution, you may want to ask for a supervisor. So we've helped thousands of clients over the years do thousands of rollovers, and those funds should be able to cut a check payable to your trust and mail that check anywhere. But if they're saying that they can only go to a financial institution, then if they are willing to wire funds to your Titan Bank account, that's great. But Titan Bank, Solera Bank, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, wherever you open your 401k bank account, they are not your custodian. So they're not going to receive a rollover check and sign for the rollover on your behalf. They can't accept the rollover on your behalf. Remember, a solo 401k is a self-administered, self-trusteed plan. So with a solo 401k, you're the boss. You are the plan administrator, you're the trustee, you are the fiduciary. It's your job to find good investments, make those investments so that the plan funds grow, and then keep track of the money coming in and going out of the plan. That's what a plan administrator does, is keep the records, and then the trustee decides how the funds are invested. With a solo 401k, you play both of those roles. Notice I did not say that Titan Bank is the fiduciary. Titan Bank is not they're not really your custodian either. They are a custodian in that they can hold the funds for you, but they're not in charge of your money. You're simply choosing to hold the funds on the Titan platform. So there's a couple of ways I would approach this with Vanguard. One, I would talk to a supervisor, because if they're saying they can only send funds to write a check to a financial institution, that's wrong. They should be able to write the check payable to the trust and mail the check to you personally as the trustee. It is not a taxable distribution because this check is made payable to your 401k trust. So the money goes from one retirement plan right into another retirement plan. That should be totally fine and a normal request. Vanguard cuts a check payable to your 401k trust. They mail the check to you as the trustee, and then you deposit that check into your 401k related bank account. If they will do a wire, then by all means, feel free to give them your Titan Bank account number, routing number, so that they can send the funds directly into your 401k bank account. Certain custodians are a bit old school, and so they like to only send a check. If they've moved into the digital age and they'll send a wire, then by all means have them wire funds directly to your new 401k bank account. Great question, John. Okay, next question here from John. We've got one more pre-submitted question, and if you have any questions you would like to ask live, you can type it into the chat. You can ask the question down below. If it's a little bit more of a lengthy question, you can also just let us know, hey, I have a question, can you bring me on? We can bring you on screen. It's a very high-tech environment, lots of fun, where we can just hang out and really make sure we're getting your questions answered here. So, next question that we have from John. Vanguard asked for my plan number. They asked for my plan number and noted it was a 9-digit number. Is that my plan serial number? It's longer than 9 digits. Would it be safe to assume that my plan number for Vanguard's purposes is those first 9 digits? So again, this is an assumption on Vanguard's part that is not correct. Now, you would want to check with them. They might be referring to your current Vanguard account number, which may or may not be 9 digits. But I know that other accounting firms, brokerage firms, IRA custodians, plan administrators, the account number is not always 9 digits. So that's an incorrect assumption if Vanguard is saying that the plan number is 9 digits. I'm guessing what they're probably looking for is an account number, either for Titan Bank, where they can roll in the funds, where they can send a wire from Vanguard to Titan. So they might be looking for a bank account number, or perhaps that 9-digit number refers to your Vanguard account number. Because in fact, your solo 401k plan number is 001. And for the majority of our clients, everyone has a plan number of 001. That's because you have the first plan. You are the first participant of your solo 401k. You've got the one and only plan for your business, and you are the sole participant of your 401k plan. So your plan number is 001, and you can find that on page 3 of your adoption agreement. So yeah, I would check with Vanguard, John. I'm guessing that the 9-digit account number they're referring to, or plan number, is the Vanguard plan number, because there are no IRS regulations or stipulations that say that a plan number is 9 digits. So I would say that that's just an incorrect assumption on their part. This time of year can be a little bit intense for custodians doing rollovers. The end of the year is always a little bit nutty in retirement plan land. Everybody trying to get things moved around by December 31st for Roth conversions or establishing new plans. So I would say it's a good idea to call Vanguard. And if it seems like the customer service representative maybe is not as informed or not as familiar with the solo 401k structure, then I would ask to speak with a supervisor. And just a tip for everyone on the call today, when you're doing rollovers, really what's happening is the money is coming from an IRA or from a 401k, and it's going into a 401k. That's what your solo 401k is. Your solo 401k is an employer-sponsored plan, with your small business being the employer sponsoring the company retirement plan. Sometimes the larger brokerage firms or even smaller financial advisors are a bit confused if they've never heard of a solo 401k before. So just letting them know, hey, I'm rolling money from my IRA into a new 401k plan, or I'm rolling money from an IRA into an employer-sponsored plan or a qualified plan, will usually set them in the right direction as far as helping to make sure that they're processing your rollover correctly. And just as a reminder, we do have full rollover support. I'll actually just share my screen here for a moment. Give me just one moment. Let me open up our portal and I'll show you exactly what that looks like. Give me one moment to just log in here. Okay, so let me share my screen. Okay. So for those of you that are new to us, this is your 401k online dashboard. Lots of good stuff here for you. You've got your EIN letter that we will get for you as part of your 401k plan setup. Here's a sample rollover that we did. This is your 401k plan and trust, your signature pages. Of course, we have your contribution forms, loan repayment forms, 5500 easy forms, credit card authorizations, all of the calculators for you to be able to calculate contributions. This support link goes right to our knowledge base, which you'll see should open in a new window. Oh, good, you are able to see that even when I'm sharing my screen. Excellent. So there's lots of ways for you to get lots of answers to your questions. And then we'll go over this in a moment. And then this is rollovers. So remember, our software will prepare this rollover form for you so that you can send that to the releasing custodian. This makes things so much easier for you. And we've got a little helpful video here that walks you through exactly how to complete this page. Some of it's already going to be completed for you. That way you don't have to worry about what to put in here. You just need to add in a phone number. And this current plan sending funds, this is who's sending the money. So John, for your example, you said you had an IRA coming from Vanguard. So account type would be an IRA. You would just write IRA in here. Administrator, that's going to be Vanguard. So I think their full name is Vanguard Investments, Inc. or something like that. You can see that on your most recent statement. Put in Vanguard's information here. The address that you have on your most recent Vanguard statement, your account number, and then the amount that you want to roll over. And then you just create the rollover document. It's really simple. I'll show you what a sample rollover document looks like here. So we'll prepare this cover page for you. You're the plan administrator, so this would be where you would sign. And this tells the releasing custodian that you want the check payable to your trust and you want the check mailed to you as the plan trustee. We also give complete transfer authorization instructions so that the releasing custodian knows exactly how and where to send the funds. And we always give them additional rollover notes. So you can see here, this is not a taxable distribution to the participant. Funds should be made payable to the trust. No taxes should be withheld. We're really clear so that the releasing custodian knows that this should be a direct rollover from one plan to another. And to go even a little bit further, we always give a sample 1099-R for the releasing custodian so they can properly document that they have done the rollover as a direct rollover. This really makes it simple and straightforward for them so that there are no taxable consequences for you doing your rollover. And of course, we give you a copy of our IRS opinion letter as well, which proves the legitimacy of your qualified plan so that the releasing custodian knows that it is a qualified plan. So that's just a little tour of our dashboard, and we've answered some of the questions that were pre-submitted here. If you are new to Neighbors Group and solo401k.com, join us every day. You know, we're going to be here helping out throughout the remainder of the year. This is our busiest 2 weeks of the year. Sometimes we get a bit flooded with calls and emails. Oh, Ron, you are just the sweetest. So we get a bit flooded with calls and emails here at the end of the year because everyone does try to get qualified by December 31st. The great news is as soon as we receive your application online, we will have your plan documents ready in just a couple of hours. So don't delay, but you still have plenty of time to get set up and qualified by December 31st. And remember, just like we tackled in one of the early questions from the beginning of this session, as long as you have your plan documents from us by December 31st, you are qualified for 2020. That gives you lots of wiggle room to just go enjoy Christmas and the New Year with your family, and you can open your bank accounts and brokerage accounts for the 401k in January, and you can make your contributions at that time as well. You saw from that link right from the IRS that as long as the plan is established by the end of this year, you have until tax day next year to make sure that the plan is open. So I don't see any other pre-submitted questions coming in. Ron, thank you so much. You are so awesome. We have a phrase that we always say around the office, which is group hug the clients, because you guys are amazing and we just love working with you. We're so glad to be on this journey with you. If you have questions, join us back here tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. This is a great way for us to be able to get your questions answered so that you can feel comfortable and supported in this crazy time of the year. 2020 has been crazy enough. You don't need extra craziness going on. So if you have questions or if you need us over the next couple of weeks, this is going to be the fastest and easiest way to be able to get in touch with us. So have a wonderful day, everyone. We'll see you back here tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern Time, and we'll talk to you soon.